Right, I think we're up and running again, folks. We're back on Virtual Pool 4. I'm assured by DJ Simon that my chat is now functioning okay. So, anybody on Twitch, anybody on YouTube, your chat will show on the screen, on the stream. It was all working and functioning okay this afternoon for the match we had earlier on with Semi-Pro and Acero, but for some reason it wasn't shown on the screen. But everything was tested and it was all reading out that it should work, but for some reason it went weird. I don't know why. Good evening and welcome. And I'm seeing the chat on the screen now, so everything's all set. So we're here for a one-loss side match, and this is between Romario and Frankel. And well, who knows what's going to happen, because Romario could blow up as he's been known to do, or he could actually get in and string 2 or 3 runs together and leave Frankel behind. So it's going to be very interesting in how well, I don't think there's many prizes for guessing how Romario is going to play. I've seen him often enough over the years. He doesn't hang about. He gets in there if he gets a sniff, but he makes mistakes, and that's where Frankel has to pounce. But there could be a surprise. There's a surprise on the cards, and well, we'll have a quick look at the bracket if I can find it. Hang on a minute. What do I need to do? Oh, the banner's missing, so I'll go to the home page, and then I go to the tab for... Oh, aye, the other thing while you're watching, guys, please let me know how the stream is. It's very important. I'll tell you why. Because some of my bandwidths getting eaten up by the fact that I've got the Masters snooker on my second monitor. I've got the volume down and I'm keeping an eye on how John Higgins is playing. So if we get problems with the... now that match is probably lagging off now by the time I'm taking to get into this bloody bracket. It's gone half 8. Right, so this is the match that we've got at the moment in the one-loss side, and the winner of that match is going to have a tough one against Baker Maker. And if we look across quickly at the winner's side, in the hot seat is Semi-Pro. He's in the final. His job's done for a little while. So we won't waste any more time. We'll get in. The lag's probably... Well, there's one player in, so we're going to make it in time. And... of course, I keep saying it like a broken record, the most important part of straight pool is the break and the lag anyway, to see who gets put in first. And earlier today, if you didn't see it, Semi-Pro played an excellent lag and put Acero in. Acero tried a sort of traditional snooker break, if you know what I mean, trying to get down into the corner here. And he managed to get into the corner, but he left the one ball out here, and it was an awkward cut, and Semi-Pro got in, and I think he got 20 odd. He got a lead, and as soon as he got that lead, for the rest of the match, he was always in front, and Acero had good chances and could not get onto Semi-Pro and get a lead. He failed every time. He got there within 4 or 5 balls and then he just dropped out. So here we go, they're all in and we're lagging off, and again I haven't a clue who's who. Well, that looks like a Romario lag, that one in the right. That's going 100 miles an hour. Yeah, Frankel's won the lag and Romario is going to be put in. See, I could certainly tell who lagged off as soon as I saw the speed of that ball. Now, well, if only that one ball was a bit closer to the rail, it would have been a blocker. Well, this 3 ball squeezes in. Right, everybody should be happy now. The chat's working. We can all talk and read what one another's saying. And of course, again, I'll be swivelling about the table to have a look at any possible combos. Now, I hope that lag off that Romario did there isn't a sign of things to come. He's either got his mind on the job or he couldn't care less. We'll see what happens. Most of the time he couldn't care less. He just goes for his shots, enjoys his pool, and if he wins, he wins, and if he loses, he loses. Right, I'm seeing a bit of lag on that ball there. I'll wait and have another wee look, but I saw a little bit of drag on it. And if it's affecting the stream, guys, let me know. They're in the mid-session interval at the moment, so there's about 15 minutes before they come back out. So if it starts to cause a problem, I'll kill that snooker stream. Now, Frankel's run deep into the corner, but he's still got a shot. Now, he just needs to gently roll this in. If he rolls it in, he's on the 8 ball, or the 6 possibly. Is he going to run through? Has he got the pace right? He's okay. And immediately we'll have a quick look and see if we can pick out what the break ball is going to be. 7 looks good. 6 might be one, but it's a wee bit further away from the pack. Well, the 6 is going now, so there could be a slight problem because of these balls surrounding where the 7 ball is. He's going to have to find that little gap. If he can, on that 2, it gets rid of the 2. And where's he going? Onto the end rail. And he's got a nice little angle again. Now, what's he looking for here? Because the angle he has, he can get up the table, but he can only really play for the 13 in the top half of the table. None of those go into the middle. And is he trying to land on this 13? It needs to keep running. And now there's an important shot. Now if he just runs around the angles and comes out, he's going to leave that 5. Now he's in a position where he could take the 5 now. So let's see what happens. And see if Frankel can find his weight. Well, he may well have picked out the combo. It's going to have to be made though. There's a good distance between the 2. And this will certainly change the lay of the table. Right, now how does that look? Because the 2 ball hasn't moved. And the problem with that is it's encroaching into the triangle. So it's a dead ball as far as a break shot goes. Now he's either going to leave one of these 2 balls, obviously. He might try and get into the triangle off the last ball, in which case he gets ball in hand in the kitchen. That's one possibility. Now when he pots this 9, he could do that, and that would actually, well, he's potting the 7, but the other thing to think about is the strategy of trying to kill the cue ball in there. So now he's got the angle. Now we know what happened to Frankel, and he's the the match that he lost to end up over here in the one loss side. He missed 3 crucial break balls, and it cost him, well, 1 out of 1. He's okay. What's he got? Got the 1, and he's going to have to get rid of that 5 ball up in the right corner. Now he could just brush through for the little gap, and if he goes too far, he's got the 3 and he's still got the 1. So what's the angle like? Well, he could run through. I think he's a bit wary about that though, in case he blocks himself off. Looking at the 15-5. Well, nobody's saying anything in the chat about the stream buffering or anything like that, so I'm assuming it's still running okay on both channels, on Twitch and YouTube. That's good to hear. Right, the players are now coming back out for the resumption of the match, I think. And, well, the Masters champion, Mark Allen, lost this afternoon to Luca Brissell in a final frame decider. He lost 6-5, so that's the Masters champion out. And John Higgins is playing Ryan Day. I'm not even sure what the score is. It's either going to be 3-1 to Higgins or 2-all. I never quite caught what the score was before the interval. But meanwhile, 19 is a run so far for Frankel. And a poor lag from Romario is costing him dear. Frankel's going to get a decent wee lead here. And presumably Frankel's also recovered from his cold. I'll have a quick drink. Well, everything is there. Same old story. Join the dots. Pick your way through them. Nothing needs to be moved. And a look up the table. We've got the 10 ball for a break ball. The 4 ball's actually a break ball as well if you end up over here and take it into the middle. Now, it's outside the triangle, but it is also a possible break ball if it comes to it, as is the 11 or that 14 which is about to disappear. So there's good options here for Frankel to continue the run. Now, I think he's more inclined. Well, is he looking at that 4 or is he looking straight on to the 8? He's got to avoid hitting the 3. Well, he's hit the 3. I think he might still have been wanting to play for the 3, but he's using it as a stopper to hold for the 11. So, again, I talked about this earlier. Whenever you've got a ball at the wrong end of the table, it will always be a distraction in what you're actually trying to achieve. You have to deal with it, and it can then be a downfall when you start running out of balls, and then you're struggling to get back into the good position to get that break ball. So he's got a tough one here, because potting the ball's maybe not that difficult, but actually getting up the table and getting good on this next ball is the important one. Well, we know what the break ball's going to be now, and he's got the wrong angle in this 4. He's going to have to work the cue ball if he's going to avoid colliding it with the 10. He's got top on it. And that was always going to be the case, but he's done the right thing. Finished in the triangle, and he's going to have to maybe... I think he's going to struggle here. A big deep draw. Can he get enough into it to get that pack moving? Now how's his luck going to be? Can he see the 2? No, he can't. He can see the 3 though. Well, he's got to have a wee look around. He's got the 3. And if he runs up the table, if he tries to finish in that space, it's about finding spaces here. If you land in that area, it's like snooker. If you land in an area there, well, he's even played it slow enough to get on the 5, but if he ran through there, he would have had the 7, or at worst the 1. So when you've got the balls broken like this, it is sometimes just about landing in an area to give yourself a choice. But the run goes to 31. And I'll say one thing. The one thing about it is Romario is going to be more inclined to be aggressive when he gets a chance, and that's where he could fritter away balls here, and Frankel will just run away with it. If, as and when Romario gets to the table, he'll be in so much of a hurry to actually get a score on the board. He's probably going to be more inclined to make mistakes. Well, that's gone wrong because he's actually found a gap through the balls. Now, the sensible thing to do here is to play a safety. Now, there is a safety on because you can cut that 4 across the table and back over towards the balls and get the cue ball down into the long grass. So there's a safety there. If he's looked at it, as long as you get it thin enough, you can cut it across those balls and come back down the table. If you play a safety from that ball, you're more than likely going to nudge it close to the pocket. But he looks as if he's made his mind up. And that was always going to be the problem. You're taking too many risky shots, but he's got the lead. The run ends at 34, and for a first visit, that's an excellent start. And I think he might have even got lucky here. No, Romario can see the 12. So let's see what the response is going to be. And the further that cue ball goes towards the right, the better angle he's got just to nudge something here. He's going to have to. Oh dear, what's happened? Well, forget those 2 balls, they're out the game. He's now cueing right over the 9 ball, and he's got a possible combo into the middle. It's going to the jaw, and that was a very, very tough shot, and he's left it on for Frankel. You see, this is the problem. Romario's only got 3 there, and this is the pattern the match looks like it's going to take. A first visit of 34, and now he's got the table at his mercy at the moment, provided he can nudge that 2 and 9 just to stretch the lead even further. It's 3-1 to John Higgins, by the way. First to 6 frames in the Masters. Well, I changed the titles. I might have forgot to save it on Twitch or YouTube. It said it saved it, but if it hasn't saved, well, I can easily fix that after the match. this time. The second error by Frankel. And Romario's getting a second bite at the cherry, an unexpected one. Yeah, the thing about YouTube, when you change the title on the live screen, the live streaming screen, in your setup, it automatically says it's saved when you finish typing stuff. The difference with that and Twitch is that when you actually change the title of a video or a live stream, you have to press a button to actually save the change. YouTube supposedly does it automatic, and it doesn't always work 100%, but it's not important. We know what match we're watching. It's a loser's side match between Frankel and Romario, and it is a race to 100. And again, it's a contribution of just 3. It's a bit straight. And slight angle there, but the problem with that is he's going to be slightly straighter in the 2. He can draw back, and just that's all he's done. Just brushed the back of the pack. And the 9 goes. He could be really aggressive and put lots of top on this. We just nudged one out. So it's looking pretty dodgy here for Romario. He's had 2 contributions. They've both just been 3, and that is not good enough. It's not going to get him in the game. Once again, the angle is there if he wants to be aggressive. And he has been. And he's on the 8. And he's going to be running up the table, but he's got a long 5 or the 10 ball, so he will have a choice after this. And one thing's for certain, at some point, assuming that Frankel doesn't run out, but at some point Romario's going to have another chance, and he's going to have to score. There's already a crisis at hand here. Frankel's almost halfway home. And that, at the beginning of the match, is probably even more evidence of how much effort you have to put in to get a good lag. Romario's lag was 100 mile an hour, and the cue ball finished halfway back up the table, so he gave himself no chance in putting in a decent lag, and that has cost him. A good first visit from Frankel. I think it was a visit of 34 to give him that lead and put the pressure on Romario, and this is where we're ended up, and he's ended up 2 straight. So Just going to be pot the 7 and run for cover. No risk taking, which is the right way to do it. So Frankel has a visit of 15 and the lead is, what's that, 45? Romario sacrificed a point, but has he left it safe? Well, Frankel's already eyeing up a possible combo, but it's a lot more complicated that to be taking a risk, but he's left it tight. And now there's a problem for Romario. He's on one fill, remember. He's got to a rail. Oh, this is so important for Romario's case that he has to keep this. He has to keep everything covered. I don't think he can sacrifice any more points right now. He has to get in. Well, the bank's been called. Frankel can't see any other option for a decent safety, but he could just roll onto those balls and sacrifice a point. That would be one way of doing it. So he's taking a risk here, and it's straight in. Didn't even threaten the sides. But he's going to have to dig out another good shot here in this 13 or a... Well, that's not a combo. Never. He's still struggling just to get that cue ball in a good place. He's really only got this 11. But they're all just extra points and bonus points here for Frankel. And now he's dead straight on the 8, so cue ball's only going to come backwards. He might come right up the table to leave that 15. That might be his only choice. I mean, there is a possibility of getting on the 12, but it's much safer to go deep and give yourself a good look at the 15. But, you know, something's going to have to move here. He's going to have to get a wee bit lucky, because that's all you rely on. Now, can he see the 3? Well, that's better. I never even thought he could see the 3 there. Too busy looking at the 15. It's now... well, you could say it was a mini crisis earlier on, but it's definitely a crisis now. Only 5 points on the board. Now we've got the obligatory single ball down at the bottom end of the table. Can take the 6, can get down onto the 4. He's content to leave that for now. Well, that's gone wrong slightly. Well, cut back into that. Well, what's normally the bottom pocket for us when we're looking at it, and dead on line. Once again, he's got the chance to drop the 6. get rid of the 4. And he's got a nice little angle on the 4 as well. If he's going up for the 9, the only thing he has to be careful of is the scratch. And he's tried to play it sort of dead weight, and here he's in no man's land. So the run is on 12. The lead is 58. And that might be asking too much. Well, I think it's safe to assume that the banks are definitely open for Frankel. He has buried 2 dead centre of the pocket. Got the break shot, and I don't think he's too pleased with the outcome. And it's certainly not pretty. And I mean, that 6 ball is just so tough looking down over that 11. And I think he's looking at a cut in this 14, is he? I don't know whether he can get into it enough with that 7 being there. Whether he can actually get right to the hit point in that 14. We'll soon find out. No, that was a struggle. So he scratched. And the table's still messy here, but it's a chance for Romario to get some points. Oh, and that's got himself in trouble straight away. He's awkward. Whatever shot he chooses, it's a problem. And he's got to make sure that that Q-tip's got no English on it. You see, that's the issue. Put a little bit of spin on that. That's why he's missed a 3. Well, this is going to be a bloodbath by the looks of it. It's certainly heading that way. And of course, the other benefit for Frankel is he's under no pressure. Well, I think the warning signs were there when you look at the effort that Romario put into that lag at the start of the match. The alarm bells were ringing for me as soon as I saw that, because that was the worst lag I've seen in the tournament. And of course the other problem, well, Frankel turned up a minute before the room went up. The assumption is he may have been practicing offline. Romario certainly wasn't, because he was in the snooker tournament. And you know, he's playing in a 12-foot table. Totally different to what it is on this pool table. Well, you know, I think Romario, you know, reading between the lines, it's looking like he's, you know, when he lagged off, that he thought, well, I don't think he'll get much chance in this. Well, that's not the case. You know, if he focused his game, he can score. He's got the second highest break in the tournament, as far as I remember. Got a run of 51. I think the high break still, or the high run is still 71 by Frankel. So he can put balls together, but he's so flighty. He can miss anything. So now Frankel's only 25 away, and this match is going to be done under the hour. And that's unless something really dramatic happens. And that's a fairly decent break ball right over the corner of that 6 ball in the pack. The cue balls come away from the pack, and Frankel's well content with the situation here. And these balls are actually sitting quite good. They're all spaced apart. There's some blockers, but he doesn't need to really worry about them. Just pick off what he can and worry about them later on. He's got the 8 and the 13 down here. Take care of them. And now he's got an angle in the 11. If he wants to actually just try and move things a wee bit, he's got the angle to do it. He could take the risk. He looks as if he's drawn back. What's he picked out here? Well, he's looking for the 14, I think. Or is he playing the 5? 5. 14 is on. That would nudge a ball or two. That's a clever little shot. Just found a gap. It's a little bit awkward, but he can roll the 4 and get rid of the 3 if he wants. And this is how you should be trying to play straight pool, especially when the balls are spaced apart. It's about finding your way through them, because there's nothing needs to be moved as long as you pick your pattern. Because that's exactly how the pros play it. Which is the other reason why those guys can run 150 from the break. And that's the amazing thing about straight pool. Straight pool tourney, if it's to 150, if you do a lag like Romario in real life and you end up having to break off and leaving a ball on, all you've done is played 2 shots. You played the lag badly, and then you broke off, left a ball open, and then you go and sit back down in your chair, and next thing you're doing is packing away your cue and going home. That's how tough it is in the professional game. Because I've sat and watched straight pool tournaments and watched, you know, the top class, what would normally be top class 9-ballers playing straight pool, and they're just running the tables. So this contribution has now gone to 24. More importantly, Frankel's got a break ball, and he's only 12 away from demolishing Romario. Romario hit the self-destruct button very early on, and I'm afraid it's cost him severely. Well, the 6 ball has gone, and he's dead straight in the 14. He could be greedy and try and pinch something slight there, but I think he's doing the right thing again, and he's not doing anything stupid. He's just going to keep it tight. I always say the same thing. If you've got your opponent down, then you put your foot across his neck, and that's what you do. When he's almost dead and buried, then you make sure you dig the hole a wee bit bigger for him, because it's all up to Romario now. Damage limitation we're looking at here. Frankel 9 points away. Yeah, that's what can happen. Well, I would have thought if you were playing somebody, or one of your mates, was he not getting a handicap? Surely to get beat 9-0, he must have been getting like 7 and out or something like that, and just couldn't get there. So Romario, that might be his last shot if Frankel can go around or get on this 3 and away to break those balls, but he's not going to go around. Just quite right just to bide his time and just pick off what's there. There's absolutely no rush. Oh, winner breaks. Now, what's he doing? Calling the long bank. Well, this'll bring something out. He's only needing another 7. And he's left the cue ball in the pack. There's nothing going there. Tight one on the rail. Now, is Frankel going to take the bank kick for the 15? Yes, he is. Or is he going the other? No, he's looking to line up. Same problem, queuing over that ball. Very easy just to put English on it if you don't centre that cue ball or the cue tip. He looks as if he's going a bit straight there. That looks a bit better. Somewhere in the middle of those 2 diamonds, and he can cheat using the rail here. That's perfect. That's an excellent shot. And he's certainly got his eye in, picked out the banks tonight, and he hasn't missed one, I don't think. And that kick bank there, excellent shot. And now he's got the angle on the 7 to do some damage. Well, he's at least got a choice. 13 into the middle doesn't need to do anything with the cue ball. He should be on the 4 or the 8 or the 5 or even the 1 or the 9. He's got choices. And the open balls here are going to finish this match off. Just 4 needed. And with this match being over so quickly, what it means is that I can watch a bit more of the snooker once it's finished. So 3 more. Well, this match had all the potential of having an upset, but it's gone the way that some other people thought it would, in a total destruction of Romario. A little roll through or a little draw, whatever he's happy with, and the match is over. And Frankel has won the match by 100 points to 6, and that has got to hurt. That's all I'm going to say. But what it means is we're now down to the real business end of the tournament, and we'll have a final look at the bracket. We know that semi-pro is in the hot seat, and if we can get this damn bloody bracket to work properly, I hate it. Right, let's get over here. We can see that Frankel is set now to play Baker Maker, and the winner of that match is going to be playing Acero. So of course, when you're at the business end of the tournament, you're going to have tough matches. There's nothing easy, and this is anybody's tournament now. I can't pick a winner, honestly, and I don't think any of you guys can either. There's some very good players left. Baker Maker, well impressed with what I've seen, and well, Frankel's certainly going to have more of a match in that match, I would expect, than what he's had tonight. And then of course Acero is lying in wait. So we will be back with the next match if the guys set it at a suitable time for me. That's not up to them. That's, they set the matches to suit themselves. But if I get lucky, then I might have it and get it on the stream. So thank God the chat's working, guys, and thanks for your company. Thanks for joining us, and no doubt we will see you again sometime. So I will bid you a good night and sleep well.